It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile.
Welcome. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. We are the ROI Brothers.
That's right.
And if you can't remember what that is, it's return on investment. We are invested in you so you can invest in yourself. I'm Lewis Howard.
Joe Jonard.
And we are back to throw some more knowledge, some more insights. And if you have missed any of our shows, you can go back and catch them. We've got them up on the YouTube channel. And I hope you're listening and I hope you're sharing it with a friend and getting some insights out of it. Joe, one of the things I realized we were talking about, all this great stuff we're telling people, none of this works if you don't have the right mindset.
That's right. You might have the
Right.
ladder up on the wrong building.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, respect that people come from so many different aspects of life in terms
Yes.
of how you think about wealth and money and
Yeah.
and
And
so
what you grew up seeing,
what you see,
witnessed is
all
what
of
you
those things.
Yeah.
All that goes into your toolkit about how you see wealth. And so I think today it'd be great if we can maybe share with people 4 or 5 thoughts. This is a subject we could do for hours.
Oh, you could do
but-
days on this. People do seminars on this stuff.
You hear this a lot about mindset,
Yep.
right? And it's just simply mindset is just what is your mindset on? What is the predominant flow of your thoughts about
What is your
given-
focus and how does your subconscious
Absolutely.
relate to all that? Because the subconscious, as we know, Luce, is always working.
Oh man, it's
always
powerful.
working.
So today we're talking about this wealth mindset, right?
Yeah.
And don't think of billionaires. Don't think
No.
of that mindset. Just think of wealth as in improving your financial situation that gives you the freedom to be able to do some things you just wish for.
Yeah.
Everybody's got this list. My bucket list, my checklist,
Yeah,
and things
yeah.
like that. But I think everything starts with a blueprint.
A blueprint, absolutely. Like, where is your paradigm and how you see the world and what you
Yeah.
view and value? And we've talked about values before too.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's like an architect. If you're building a house, the first thing you start with is blueprints. That's your foundation.
Yep.
So that everybody that comes along that's touching that project, they know what the architect or the builder's intending, right? So
Exactly.
your mindset is your foundation, and that's the blueprint. How do I think about money? What do I do with money? How do I spend money?
And how do you keep it?
How do you keep it?
Once you accumulate it, you've got to have the same mindset that will get you through not only the accumulation phase,
Yeah.
because we both have known people
Yeah.
and have seen people that have accumulated a lot only to lose it again real
Absolutely.
quick.
Absolutely.
And we've all been there again.
Yeah.
Not trying to be a hypocrite. I've done this a few times where made it big,
Sure.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Big, depending, that could be relative to all kinds of people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, once I get to that plateau, I do things to self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not showing up for a key meeting. Maybe it's, I got enough money in the bank.
Sure.
I don't need to work right now.
Yeah.
You know, there's all kinds of ways that you can self-sabotage that your subconscious can work on you.
Absolutely. It'll make you self-destructive because if you're not used to being into a place, you can get overwhelmed. And so that brings to point too, is that you got to overcome the fears of thinking about that.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
We all have internal thermostats. I've heard a lot of great speakers and people that we've seen in seminars. Like, I'll just throw a name out there, like Anthony Robbins talks about an internal thermostat that we have.
Yeah.
If you value yourself, like, and again, wherever you come from, whatever income level you're at, we're not here to judge. We're only here to help you grow.
Right.
So if your income level is, I've never made more than 30,000, more than 300,000, more than 3 million, that is your internal thermostat.
Absolutely.
And you will do whatever you can to maintain that homeostasis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so whether it's
I
you
like
start
that word, man. That's a big word. I'm
Yeah,
about to
man.
write that
Every
note
now and
down,
then I
man.
throw one out there.
I like it.
I throw
I
it
like
out
it.
there every now and then. I'm just learning from you, my
Yeah.
brother. But at the end of the day, you will do whatever you got to do to maintain that.
Yeah.
So if you start making too much money, guess what happens?
Yeah.
You start falling down. To contrast that, if you're not hitting that level you're used to, you will all of a sudden you are hustling.
Yeah.
You are doing the things you need to get there. So how do we break through that
Right.
and set a new blueprint and a new mindset on a new goal?
Yeah, one of the things you got to do is you got to set a number for yourself. What is a number you want to achieve for your life?
Yeah.
And that's going to be relative to what your skills are, what you do for
Take
work or
inventory of
business.
yourself. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's an
where
idea.
am
We
I
gotta
at?
run that.
You got to know where you are in the equation
Mm-hmm.
and the steps you've got to take. And once you understand it, I call it demystification.
There you
Right?
go.
When you take the mystery out of something, you also take the fear. Right?
Absolutely.
Fear is because you don't know. What is it going to take for me to get there?
Right.
And unfortunately, we have too much on social media. People are showing you how to get there in 5 steps or 3 steps. It sounds good, but in reality,
It's clickbait.
it really doesn't play. They're trying to sell you books or
Yeah.
anything. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to tell you something that's going to make a difference. And overcoming fears is a big thing. And the other one's limitations. I heard a great one of my mentors said. He says, when I grew up, we had 7-foot ceilings in our house.
Yeah. So that was the
Right?
norm.
That was their, that's what they were used to. And other people, our ceilings were 8 foot. Or you may have grown up, hey, well, you had cathedral ceilings. I remember cathedral ceilings. That was a big thing. Well, you have ceilings in your mind.
Yes.
So you have to say, what's my ceiling? Right? Where am I? Am I at 7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot? In other words, how high am I willing to go? And you will never go higher than your mindset.
Correct.
Yeah,
We see
so-
it all the time in all walks of life.
Yeah. So I've seen people, like you'll give them a $100,000 opportunity, they will actually turn it down because they're not comfortable with that.
No, see it all the time.
They're comfortable with a $30,000 because that's where their
I've done
ceiling
it too.
is.
I've done it too.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started out originally in financing, I think they wanted to put me in some kind of a management program.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that because I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
afraid
Right.
of failing, just like people are afraid of failure, but
Yeah.
they're also afraid of success.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember one of my mentor builders when I first started, and don't judge me for it. My ceiling was $2,000 a month. Right? If I could make $2,000 a month, I was great.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in front of my builder, and he goes, "How about if I show you how to make $10,000 a month?" I almost fell out of my chair.
Like, I'm not
Because
ready
at
for
that time, that was so
Yeah.
far from me. I didn't even know anybody
No.
was making $10,000 a month.
No.
So I had to challenge myself to break that limitation,
Right.
And overcome that fear. What does that look like? 'Cause
And
that
then once
was
you
like,
get there, that
wow.
became the new norm.
Yeah.
And then you said a number. Again, it's all about
Yeah.
growth.
So we're
And
talking
that
about
growth
mindset,
Yeah.
growing, expanding, getting the blueprint, the foundation,
Yep.
dealing with the fears, and also, opportunities, Joe. Right? So
Yeah.
people have to look at what opportunity is going to best fit me for my situation.
Whatever skill set. That's where I think that's where we got to do another show on
Yeah.
taking inventory on
Yeah.
yourself, because you should take inventory of
Yeah.
yourself just like you would prepare like a resume. Like, what things am I good at?
Yeah.
What do I like doing, which I think is almost more
Sure.
important,
Yeah.
because that's the thing that you'll be passionate about. And to give kind of an example, in the mortgage industry back in the day, we had some people that like doing business by holding events and
Sure.
like relationship building. Then there were other people who like just calling leads.
Yeah.
And there are two different skill sets.
Yeah.
And you try to mix those two, they would fail in the different environments.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what you are passionate about.
Right.
And that's where you will excel.
Yeah, and then you got to crawl, walk, run, right? You can't
Yeah.
just quit your current job that's making
No,
you
don't do
income
that.
because you read a book on how to be a millionaire, which,
Yeah.
we have lots of these, insights on. You got to start where you are, and I always say get in where you fit in.
right.
I love the people that have, created side hustles and,
Because you got a regular job, so
Yeah.
to speak. You got
Yeah.
your benefits, you got your W-2s, and then you're trying to figure out how to start FedEx out of a garage.
Right.
And that's where they started.
Yeah. So, sometimes you have to start small, but start, right? That's the key.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fail. Right. When you study most millionaires and billionaires, they fail like a half a dozen times. Many of them file bankruptcies. Many of them have to start off, sell off everything and do it all over again. I've had to do that in my life. I've had to
do it too.
reset. So that's failing is part of the success. So don't let that be a limiting factor.
It's just another chapter of your life.
Absolutely.
Now, if you don't learn from that, then
Yeah.
that's something else.
Okay. And then who you know.
Yeah. And sometimes we say that all the time.
Right.
It ain't what you know, but who you know.
Yeah. Who are the people you are around? Are you around people that have a poverty mindset,
Yes.
a mediocre mindset, or a wealth mindset? Because you will not rise higher than the top 5 people around you. So forget about getting the wealth management or mindset if you're hanging around poor folk. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying they're not going to.
Well, poor mindset.
Poor mindset,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right? Yeah, and
Because we can take people from the depths of
Yeah.
being in the lowest economic status, and they can raise themselves up.
and America is one of the best places on the
Yeah,
planet where you can
absolutely.
start out with zero and become a hero,
Yeah.
right? And so get around people that can help stretch you, whether that's on YouTube or whether that's buying books, whether that's going to seminars,
Right.
or doing what we're doing today, right? Just giving you some insights and mindsets
To
on
help
how
you
to do
grow.
that.
Now, the other thing I will say too is one of the things that we alluded to is sometimes half of the deal is just showing up.
Yeah.
You just got to show up. Again, show up to that key meeting. A lot of times I've seen, and I can only relate it to our industry,
Right.
like growing up and being around a bunch of loan officers, the ones that were succeeding were the ones that were just showing up.
You got
They
to
just
be
kept
there.
showing up. You got to be present.
You got to be present to win. They used to give away prizes, and they wouldn't give prizes if you weren't present.
That's right. Must
Right?
be present to win.
Must be present
You
to
got to
win.
be present physically
Yeah.
and mentally.
So you got to be present in a place of wealth to get a wealth mindset.
right.
Boy, these goes fast, and we love doing them, and we can spend hours doing it, but we only have a lot of time we give you because we want you to get it and get it quick.
Right.
But stay tuned, keep following us. We got more coming. We've got lots of insights, and we'll give you some
And
links.
here's one of the books that we'll try to throw the link on there. Secrets
Yeah.
of the Millionaire Mindset. It's in our collection. T. Harv Eckert. It's a great, easy read. It's,
Yeah.
100 and some pages, 200 pages. But I highly recommend that.
Yeah, get that and continue on 'cause we'll continue the conversation. So thank you again for joining the ROI Brothers. We'll see you again on the next episode.
Take care. Bye.
We're out.
everybody.
Outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air.
Okay, testing. 3, 2, 1.
Check 1, 2, 3.
If the
Mic check
weather's
1,
fine
2,
and
3.
you got the time, it's your chance to wake up and plan another brand new day.